Girls Circle is a year-long social immersion project, and I actually read about it in the Honors and Scholars newsletter, and was really interested in working with girls and especially in community, and so I responded, and we actually interview for it, and there's like a selection process. Is over a weekend, and you go to a conference room and you meet with trainers, one of which is Vicki Pitstick, who actually works here, and then there are women from other social organizations in Columbus, and we go through intensive training for a weekend, and then for the service project we actually continue to meet with Vicki and all with each other over the course of a quarter, and then in the winter we start our service, and then in the spring we take a service learning course all together while we continue our service projects. Girls Circle as a whole does our project does middle, junior high, and high school. I personally have worked with 6th graders and also 8th graders. Spring quarter and this quarter I've been working at WC Coop, which is actually half African American and half Somali. I feel closer to the women that I work with here, but also to the Columbus area, particularly getting in touch with demographics that you wouldn't normally see just on campus. It's amazing how near all of those other communities are that we never experience. And particularly, working with Somali girls has been really rewarding, since that's such a big part of Columbus that we don't usually interact with. Definitely gender comes up in all of our circles, which is something that we talked about a lot in our service learning course because it was through the Women's Studies department. So that was extremely useful because all the girls deal with things like friendship with girls are very specific in how you deal with that, and then also the way that the boys treat them, the way that their parents see them, their expectations, everything's sort of like tainted by gender. But I would say mostly we talk about that pervasive issue as well as friendships and body image and sexuality. The first group of girls I met with, there was one particularly difficult girl who would always turn away in her chair, away from all the other girls, and wouldn't socialize as much, and the girls kind of picked on her for it, and she was sort of like an outcast. And I remember after our 3rd circle, when we had them talk more about themselves and their past and try and connect beyond things where they normally would at school, she came and gave myself and my co-facilitator hugs, and it just felt like the biggest generosity in the world for such an isolated girl to do that.